Welcome to another edition of Wings Weekly. Jay Klein Connect here, along with head coach Scott Langer. As usual, Coach, a dominant 7-0 win on Friday night here at the ODI Center with a record crowd, a record-tying 11th win, and then on the road to Bismarck in a convincing 6-2 record-setting 12th straight win. The power play was 3 of 10. The PK was perfect on 9 threats. Vernon was great, stopping 50 of 52 shots. Everything seemed to be working for the weekend. You've got the best penalty kill in the league at 88%, best goal differential with the fewest goals allowed at 67, and second most goals scored with 141. How are you guys doing it?
Got a good group of guys in this room. You know, they've truly bought into the work ethic part of things, and you know, you talk about the way we've been scoring goals, but a lot of that has to do with our ability to defend. Mm-hmm. And our defending has gotten a lot better, which is allowing us to play more with the puck and to have a lot of more offensive opportunity. And you know, it's the entire group. I mean, we don't have any line right now that's that's really finishing minus or not putting the time in, both defensively and offensively. So I think when you have 4 lines going and 6D really contributing by moving the puck north, I think it equals a lot of success.
And you're able to turn the puck over, and the transition game seems to be a big part of it too, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's part of our identity. You know, it has been since training camp, and we like to play fast, and we want to transition as quick as possible and not let teams into their structure. And it's certainly been real helpful, you know, in this streak because it's advanced. You know, we got back from Christmas. I thought our transition has increased, and it was good before Christmas.
Yeah. Well, and we talked prior to the game Friday night, and you said that one of the keys you thought was going to be to get out front and make them chase you, and that's exactly what happened, and they just couldn't get caught up. And then, of course, up in Bismarck, they score first. You guys bounce back and have a strong second, and then just kind of really turn things on. Is that something that you saw perhaps in film or whatever, maybe even in previous matchups with Bismarck, where you're going to be able to perfect that, I guess, a little? And I guess maybe what I'm asking is, does it foreshadow success in the future against that team particularly?
I think any team. I think any team that you can get out and set the pace and set the tone of the game and pretty much dictate what the outcome's going to be in the first period is great. You know, we did get down. It wasn't a great goal we gave up on Saturday, but again, the maturity in the locker room, the leadership in the locker room, allowed us to come out and have a phenomenal second period. You know, it was night and day compared to the first period. And you know, sometimes that's going to happen on the road when you travel game day, even though it's only 3 hours. It's, you know, your body's at rest for 3 hours, and you're expected to jump off the bus and play a hockey game against a real good team. So, but again, you know, we responded in the second period. I thought the way we did play, you know, and then again when they scored and made it 3-2, we responded again right away with Connor Beatty and Stepan Pokorny.
Okay, Coach, I understand that this is a highlight for you too. Your 12th straight is a record for you in your coaching career. So congratulations. And how much? I mean, because you've had streaks previously. Obviously, I saw where there was a 9-game streak, 10-game streak, etc. How much of that is personnel that you work with on a daily basis, whether it be Coach Hill or a guy like Coach Bone last year, or Steve Jennings, all your scouts, all the people that you work with? All
the above. Surrounding yourself with good people and hard-working people. That's where I become a good coach, because I'm smart enough to say, you know what, I'm not good in every area, but I can get guys that are willing to work hard and to fill gaps in what I'm weak at. And to have guys like Coach Bone and Coach Hill, be part of this staff. You know, Coach Bone last 2 years, and and they had guys like Steve Jennings and Dave Mitchell and Kyle Zagato. All these guys that they're so passionate about this team, mm-hmm. and that drives them to work for this team. So it's absolutely the people you surround yourself with helps you be successful.
Okay, well, I guess my next question is, and again, things going so well, how do you sustain this level of play and this level of success?
I mean, it's we're very capable. I mean, to think that we're gonna just run it out, that's crazy. I mean, you're gonna have a lull at some point, and that's just how it is when you're playing such good hockey. But you know what? It's a confident group right now. They're all playing some really good hockey, and they're willing to get better every day. And I think you see the sacrifice that they're putting in out there. I mean, they're not just finding ways to outskill teams. They're blocking shots and they're physical. They're just doing little things right now to win hockey games. So, you know, as long as it's going, we're going to ride it and we're going to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned it, Coach. Confidence of this team and of these players is there a danger of being too confident? Can that lead to a lull?
Well, I mean, I think that if you buy in as a team and, you know, listening to how great you are and everybody telling you how great you are, I think it could hurt. But you know, I don't sense that around here. I don't think I think our guys know that we have a lot of work to do, and you know, we know where we want to be, and we know how hard it's going to be to get there. But I haven't sensed that. I haven't seen anybody that's cheating, so to speak, thinking that, you know, we're the greatest thing ever. We know what, we're just a hard hat, blue collar hockey team that's had a chance to win 12 in a row. And you know, if we don't continue working at our rate that we're used to working at, then that's going to change. So no, I don't sense that. And you know, at the second I start sensing that, you know, I'm going to make sure it changes quick.
A little bit of humility in a hurry, huh? All right, well, some juggling in the standings. Wings are on top of the Central Division with 52 points. Then Austin with 45. The Wilderness moved to third with 39, and then Bismarck and Minot with 37 points both. And Brookings with 11 after a solid weekend, a 3-point weekend for the Brookings Blizzard. You face Austin for the first time all year. They have been stingy, giving up the third fewest goals in the league. They seem to have hit a little bit of a cold spell lately, but no doubt they'll be up to play the Wings. At this point in the season, there's plenty of film on these guys, so that's a good thing, I would imagine. But what can you tell us about the Austin Bruins? What have you seen?
Well, I mean, you're right. They don't give up a lot of goals. They're very defensive-minded. They're sound defensively. They love to stay above the puck, and they want to hurt you once you turn the puck over. So, you know, it's going to be a game of having to manage the puck and not giving it away, because they're real good at forcing turnovers. So, you know, they're at home. You know, they just come off a weekend that they're not going to be happy with. So we're going to get their best game, just like we've been getting everybody's best game. But, you know, it's those are the challenges we have to embrace, and I think we will. So, you know, I'm excited to get to Austin.
Okay. All right, well, Coach, we've got some players coming up, so I'll let you off the hook, I guess, so to speak, since we got some players coming up. But again, I wanted to say congratulations on the 12th straight win, and best of luck against Austin this weekend.
Thank you, Jay.
We'll be back with the second portion of this week's Wings Weekly right after this.
Let's make a taco. No, seriously. Start with a tortilla, soft tortilla. Warm it, kiss it. Don't kiss it. Chicken? How about tequila lime chicken? Now we're cooking. Slice this, peel that, snip those. Salsa? Verde. Cheese? Cotija. Oh, forgot to mention guac. That's better. See, anyone can make a taco, but we're not anyone. We're Qdoba, and these are knockout tacos. Qdoba Mexican Eats. Choose flavor.
Welcome back to Wings Weekly, and as promised, a couple of players joining me. Both guys have been on the show this year already, and many times in the past as both 3-year vets. And you know them without a doubt: Riley Murphy of Rockford, Michigan, and Joe Strada of Scottsdale, Arizona. I've seen on line charts different things where it's Joe and sometimes it's Joey. Are you starting to like transition to wanting to be Joe now, or how does that work? What do you prefer?
Honestly, I don't really care. Most of the guys call me Joe in the locker room, and Coach Langs calls me Joe, so it's whatever. Joe, Joey, Stradzi.
It's whatever. Well, whatever. To the 4 points away from the all-time points leader for the Aberdeen Wings, and 4 assists away from the all-time leader in assists. And have you been watching that at all?
Langs told me about it a few games ago, but I mean, yeah, I have, but I mean, we're on a 12-game heater right now, so I just care about winning.
Right on.
Honestly.
Well, that's a great answer, because again, 4 points away from becoming the all-time Wings points leader. Corey Ward and Kyle Hake both have 120, and 4 assists away from becoming the all-time assist leader. Kyle Hake has 82. Again, that's in franchise history. And it's a great team player, obviously, worrying about the wins, but certainly those assists and those points are helping this team win with 12 straight. As you mentioned, a record-breaking. What does it mean to you guys? What does it mean to Riley? You know, you guys go up to Bismarck and you play a solid game and come up with a convincing, as I mentioned earlier to Coach, a convincing win 6-2. You have a 180-foot empty netter shorthanded to make it 6 goals in that game, and you guys just broke the record. for the franchise. Does that mean a lot to you guys as players, as much as it does probably to the ownership and to the people that have been with this team from the beginning?
Yeah, for sure. Back I think me and Joe were talking about it the other day. Back in my first year, I think the Wings were like 0-16. So against Bismarck. So every time we played Bismarck, that's like in the back of our head. Because I remember the first time we beat Bismarck, our rookie year, we came in and all like the vets, Fitzy, Rue, Raver, were going crazy. So I think our first year that really set the tone against how like games against Bismarck were going to be. And to beat our franchise record, 12 wins in a row against Bismarck in Bismarck was
Icing on the cake.
icing on the cake.
And Joe, you're I caught you as you came off the bench, you know, sporting the W on your chest and stuff, and kind of well, let the crowd hear it a little bit. So obviously it meant quite a bit to you too, huh?
Yeah, it meant a lot, and those fans they're not too nice sometimes. So when we got the dub, I just had to let them know that, you know, we're the Aberdeen Wings and we're not going to go down easy.
Right on. Well, you know, you just brought it up too, actually, Riley, with the, you know, both you guys being 3-year vets. Your first year, you know, talked about the vets then, the Fitzgeralds and the Rues, et cetera. Who over your 3 years here, whether it's a player past or present, has had the biggest influence on you as a hockey player?
I got to give it out to Kevin Fitzgerald. You know, last year I didn't put up as many points as I was hoping to, and then the beginning of this year I wasn't doing as well as I wanted to, and Fitzy still reached out. He still reached out to me every couple of weeks and talks to me, and you know, in the beginning of this year he really talked to me quite a bit and helped me get my game going.
Right on. Joe?
My first year I'd have to say probably Carter Rue, because he was a smaller guy too, and he knew how to play as a small guy, and he taught me a lot. And then I'd say last year was Zach Noble, just because he was a great friend, and he was a great hockey player, obviously, as well.
Right on. Well, again, kind of along those same lines, you guys have been here for you know, a couple years now. What's your favorite memory of your time in Aberdeen, whether it's on the hockey related on the ice, or maybe it's away from the rink or whatever? What's your favorite memory thus far?
Game 5 Monday night, Minnesota Wilderness. So was it double OT win?
Yes, double OT.
No, that's mine now.
No double OT.
No double OT. We're going to go to the semifinals.
Raver.
Yeah, what was it? Bosser coming around the net, passed it to Raver, slammed it home. So, there's some good pictures from that.
Yeah, that was a good night.
That's definitely it.
Joe, is that one of yours?
Yeah, that was unreal. And the Minot win when our first year when Carson Dimoff got the wraparound goal. That was because they were first seed, we were fourth seed, and that was crazy too.
We won in like four games.
Yeah, we
won in our barn.
Swept up there, yeah.
We swept there and then came here,
Friday.
lost Friday, and then won Saturday. Yeah, that was a great moment.
So definitely some great memories for sure. What's changed most about you as a player, as a person, whatever, since your first year here? I know, maybe not so much Riley, but I know that Joe, there's been a lot of people that have commented on your maturity and how your game has evolved a bit, and it seems like you're a little bit more of a grinder than you were when you first got here. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. When I first came here, I wasn't the best defensive player, and I was kind of lazy on the back end. But Langs really, Langs and Bone and Coach Hill, they've taught me how to play better defense. And yeah, in Aberdeen's, I've become more mature while I've been here, and it's cool.
Murph?
Yeah, since being in Aberdeen, just being around all the fans and like going around town and like people knowing you and taking pictures and stuff, like really helps you become more of a pro. You got to present yourself when you're out in public. You can't walk around look like a bum and do dumb stuff in town. Like you're a pro all the time when you're here.
Yeah, well, and that's interesting because I've talked to you guys about this before, but I'll bring it up again. That you are role models. I mean, whether you realize that or like that or not. With the skate with the Wings, whatever. There's guys, young hockey players, or maybe even guys that aren't ever going to be hockey players that come to the games that really look up to you guys, and I'm sure you see it with autograph signing and all that kind of stuff. Is that something that was new to you when you first came here? Did you step on and go, holy cow, like these little kids like look up to me, I got to watch it, or were you kind of prepared for that?
I had heard like stuff like when you like go and you play your first year of juniors, like there's gonna be kids gonna sign autographs, stuff like that. But when I got to Aberdeen my first year, like it was a way bigger thing than I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, like we'll have fans like sign a couple autographs like here and there. But when you get to Aberdeen, like you're the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
You're the real deal.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting any of this at all. But like skate with the Wings, like that's wild, and the fans and just how everyone around here knows who you are, and you know it's cool. I love it.
Right on. Okay, on to some a little bit more, I guess, funny stuff. Both of you have interesting warm-up, practices, I guess. Joe, it seems like you're always going to want to be the last guy off, the last guy to take a shot, because you're always around the net. And of course, as all fans can see, Murph, you're the last guy off the ice. Mm-hmm. Where does that come from? And is there some, a little bit of gamesmanship going on top of just superstition with players from the other teams?
I don't know. I don't really know how it started, but I know last year Noble would stay out there with us too, and all three of us would be there. I'd be the last one off. But no, sometimes like especially in our rink, like other guys try to stay on the ice longer, and like the home team's supposed to get off last, but sometimes you get a little rock paper scissors out of it. But I don't really know what it is. Yeah, I don't really know what it is, but it's just something me and Joe have been doing for a couple of years now.
I can remember someone brought this up to me earlier today too, actually, when I was talking about it. About one time you guys used the Zamboni, and the Zamboni's going by, you like hid behind it and to make the other team go off, and everyone kind of got a kick out of that. Yeah. And one time, Joe, up in Minot, you laid down in the tunnel, and then the Minot guys went to the locker room. You popped back up and went out to the ice and just touched the ice and jumped back off.
Yeah, I mean, if you can be the last one on the ice when you're away, it's nice, and it's just kind of like, it's just kind of a superstition, kind of a habit. Me and Murph we don't plan it. We never planned it. It just happens and gets us ready for the game.
Right on. I remember the some of the off-ice crew up there were not particularly happy with that, but I was laughing.
Some of the refs started yelling at us a little bit.
All right. Let's see. We eat a lot of pizza when we're on the road. So there's pizza on the bus after most games, sometimes sandwiches, etc., but usually pizza. Coach is a bit of a connoisseur about pizza, about what's supposed to go on it, how it's supposed to be, whatever. What's your perfect pie? What's on it, and what crust?
We'll start with crust. Crust, I like garlic crust. It's good. That's good stuff. But on the pizza, I don't know. I like a lot of stuff. Like mushrooms, onions, probably spinach, maybe some sausage. I don't know, a bunch of meats, and then I don't know. I put a lot of stuff in my pizza.
Nice.
I just like cheese, pepperoni, and sausage. I'm not like, I think like nowadays they have like barbecue chicken pizza. Like it's not even pizza. It's like, it's literally chicken and barbecue sauce.
It's not
there's
pizza sauce.
Yeah, there's not pizza sauce. Like I'm just a classic. I like pepperoni's my favorite. Garlic crust is obviously always good, but most pizza, especially in Arizona, we don't have good pizza there. So it's mostly just basic, simple pizza. But yeah, I'm just classic pepperoni guy.
Pineapple on a pizza or not on a pizza?
Pineapple and ham's good.
Pineapple and ham's good. Joe's adamant, no, not happening.
You can put anything on my pizza and I'll eat it.
Right on. Okay. Well, the other question I wanted to ask you, I guess, relates, and I think I may have asked you guys this last year, actually, but it's a different team. Who in this locker room would you trust the most with, say, a bag full of money or one of your kids or whatever? Who's the most responsible? Who's going to make sure that that stuff is taken care of and returned to you safely?
Oh, God. I got to look around here. I don't know.
Lyle's over the campaigning.
I got Brad over here trying to campaign. I don't know about him. Probably trust him with money. He's a pretty rich guy. He knows how to handle quite a bit. I don't know. I can't really pick one. I know Timmy's always up there. I trust Timmy. Known him for a couple years. Weagle's up there. Weeks is a big gambler. He'd probably take the money and gamble. I don't know. Brad's up there. Bendy's definitely up there. I'd say Bendy, Weagle, or Brad. Probably one of those three.
Joel, what do you think?
Not sure.
Yeah, I agree with Bendy, Weagle, and Brad. I'd say Sokoli too.
Yeah, Sokoli.
He's a pretty mature guy. He's an old man, so he wouldn't spend it or do anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Actually, never
I
mind.
trust myself too, obviously.
No, I wouldn't trust Sokoli because I gave him he has headphones, so he didn't have like a cord for his beats. His first week here last year, I gave him the cord, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll give it back to you once I get a new one." It's been a year and a half. I still don't have it back. I still don't have it back. So if you're watching this, Sokoli, I kind of want my cord back. I know you got new headphones, so I know you got another cord. So.
Notice has been served. He wants his cord. All right. Well, guys, I want to close this out with you guys asking each other a question. Now, you've watched enough hockey games or whatever where they're screwing around in the locker room a little bit and they'll kind of like do an interview with each other. And obviously, you've watched enough where you have a commentator asking players questions and stuff, and the whole what do you got to do, got to get pucks deep, etc. What I want to have you guys ask each other a question. It could be anything. It could be funny. It can be real. Whatever you want to do.
Murph, what did you think on the weekend against Bismarck?
Oh, the boys are just getting pucks in, pucks out. Played a full 60 both nights. But Joe, what are you thinking about Austin this weekend?
Austin this weekend, I'd say we just got to get pucks in, pucks out, and play a full 60. That's pretty much it.
Well put. Okay, folks. January 11th and 12th, the Austin Bruins 7:05 puck drop both nights. Watch the game at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Aberdeen or on HockeyTV.com. Listen on 94.1 The Rock and HubCityRadio.com or the Rock app. Again, as usual, folks, for all the latest news and information, you can visit AberdeenWings.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and on Instagram. And I almost forgot to mention, the star of the week is once again an Aberdeen Wing, and it is Connor Beatty. So congratulations to Connor Beatty on the Central Division Star of the Week. That will pretty much wrap things up for me and for Riley Murphy and Joe Strada. Boys, thanks for taking some time on your day off to come on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That'll pretty much wrap it up, folks. Thanks.